Matchups matter for fantasy football, and the playoffs are upon us. Week 14 is actually not that relevant for a lot of fantasy teams. It's time to look ahead to week 15, 16, and 17. That's when all the money is won in fantasy football. What matters most? The matchups. Who are you playing in week 15? Who are you playing in week 16? Who are you playing in week 17? Is it just the guys you drafted the highest? Not necessarily. Start your starters is the road to hell in fantasy football. So today we're going to go through the teams with the best schedules by position and the worst schedules by position. So for example, the teams with the best quarterback schedules in week 15, 16, and 17. Titans, Panthers, Giants, Raiders, Cowboys. Those are the best quarterback schedules in the fantasy playoffs. That is disgusting. That is Will Levis, Bryce Young, who's moving up in Dynasty. Whoever's the quarterback for the Giants, Drew Lock. Whoever's the quarterback for the Raiders, and Cooper Rush. It's one of the grossest lists you could put together. Now, the bottom 5 teams, Patriots, gross, but then you have 49ers, eek. Seahawks, oh. Vikings, oh. Lions, a lot of pocket passers. That's the good news. A lot of pocket passers in there. You just as soon start a mobile quarterback. No one's falling over themselves to get Sam Darnold in there, Jared Goff. But in Superflex, what are you going to do? This is interesting for those teams with 3 good quarterbacks in Superflex. And if you have Sam Darnold, you might just have to bench him. If you have Geno Smith and some equivalent quarterback talent, that's the reason you're in the playoffs in Superflex. Yeah, you might have to bench Geno Smith, Jared Goff, and Sam Darnold, even Brock Purdy, more than you would like. Running back. Who have the best matchups at running back? This list gets better. Jets. Titans. Yes, our man Tony Pollard. Right, Tony Pollard, super volatile all season, comes in the playoffs and makes you all the money. 0 RB with Tony Pollard, and Isaac Garendo may be redeemed after all. Lions, that's David Montgomery. That's a 0 RB back. And Jahmyr Gibbs. Cardinals, James Conner. And Bucks, Bucky Irving. So other than Breece Hall and the Jets, the best running back schedules in the fantasy football playoffs belong to 0 RB backs. The worst schedules, Texans, Joe Mixon. Chiefs, Committee. Bills, James Cook. Eek! Bears and Steelers. Oh, bad news, bad news. Najee Harris, super matchup dependent, not good. Best schedules for wide receivers. Raiders, Jacoby Myers, but also I would count Brock Bowers in there. Brock Bowers often splits out wide, similar to Kyle Pitts, so that's good news for Brock Bowers. Bears, so more spike weeks coming for Keenan Allen, like it or not. Packers, Jayden Reed, yes. Giants, Malik Neighbors, yes. Titans, Calvin Ridley. It is what it is. Play Calvin Ridley in the fantasy playoffs. The worst schedules for wide receivers in the fantasy playoffs are as follows. Colts, pour one out for Josh Downs. He is more of a dynasty receiver. Go out and get Josh Downs in dynasty. If you can do trades in December, maybe just wait. Let the Colts schedule play out to find Josh Downs at a low point. Vikings, so you're not going to be playing any Addison in the fantasy playoffs. Rams, just can't bench Rams receivers, but just know that schedule's bad. Brian Thomas, looking like more of a dynasty asset than he is a managed seasonal league asset. And the Lions, that one I'm not worried about. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going to get there no matter what. The Lions will get there no matter what. So if you're in a Superflex league and you have Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown, you're still playing these guys because of the weapons and just such a high-scoring offense that it can overwhelm whatever defense they're playing. Finally, tight end, best schedules. Titans. Ugh. Titans just have a great schedule the rest of the season. Browns, David Njoku. Texans. Schultz, who cares? Broncos, who cares? Saints, no Taysom Hill, who cares? So really that list is all about David Njoku, David Njoku, David Njoku. Worst schedules for tight ends. Colts, no one cares. Rams, no one cares. Ravens, Mark Andrews. It started bad for Mark Andrews. It's ending bad this season for Mark Andrews. Dolphins, Jonnu Smith. Hey, he gave you the top 2 performances for 2 consecutive weeks. He helped you get into the playoffs. That's all you could ask for from Jonnu Smith. And then the Bills. So if you're thinking Dalton Kincaid's going to come back and rescue your fantasy team, well, that would be a mistake. So that concludes my most efficient, the most densely packed monologue of information I could possibly provide.